What's going on, everyone? It's KB the Mark back to bring you the news. On today's wrestling report, we have many stories, starting with Tony Khan addresses managing the tension in the AEW locker room. A former WWE star may be all elite. An AEW star did not walk out the company. And many more stories. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to stay up to date. Now, without further ado, let's jump into the news. It looks like Edge, real name Adam Copeland, may be heading to AEW and will be leaving WWE. Edge worked the last match on his current WWE deal last Friday night on SmackDown with the win over Sheamus, which was hyped as the 25th anniversary celebration of Edge. His WWE contract expires next month, and there has been speculation about whether he will retire, re-sign with the company, or go to AEW. Wade Keller of PW Torch reports Edge presented WWE what it would take to retain his services, but WWE declined to meet his request. This has sparked a belief within WWE that he is probably headed to AEW and knew at that time what AEW could offer him, based perhaps on conversations with other wrestlers of his star power about AEW pay. AEW President Tony Khan is a fan of the former WWE champion, and adding Edge to the roster, whether that be as a wrestler or in another role, will certainly add value to the company. Edge also has friends in AEW, including Christian Cage and FTR. Keith Lee hasn't been used as fans would like, but he is still with AEW. After being let go from WWE, Lee signed with AEW and made his debut on the February 9, 2022 episode of AEW Dynamite, defeating Isaiah Cassidy. Lee later had a run with Swerve Strickland, where they were the AEW Tag Team Champions before feuding. Since May, he's only worked 6 matches, with his most recent bout happening on the August 2nd episode of Rampage in a trios bout. There has been a rumor that Lee walked out of AEW last week. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select reported that the rumor is untrue, but rather was a miscommunication between the two sides. The report added that Lee was backstage at last week's Dynamite event and was told he wasn't being used for Dynamite, so he left, which happens often among talent not needed for the show. Lee was booked for Rampage at some point but wasn't told in time, leading to a change being made to the card. It's unclear whether there is any heat between AEW and Lee over the situation. The ratings for this week's edition of WWE Monday Night Raw are in. The episode drew an average of 1.591 million viewers on the USA Network, down from the 1.757 million viewers last week. The 18 to 49 demo saw the average rating be 0.50, down from the 0.55 rating last week. This was the lowest total viewership since June 12, 2023, and the lowest key demo rating since July 3rd, 2023. The show went up against an NFL preseason game between the Ravens and the Commanders on ESPN. Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle versus The New Day, WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther versus Chad Gable, Candice LeRae versus Rhea Ripley, The Miz versus Akira Tozawa, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus The Judgment Day was among the matches featured on the show. The show on the same week last year did 2.055 million viewers with an 1849 demo rating of 0.55. The Endeavor takeover of WWE is expected to happen sometime next month after the final paperwork is signed that will put WWE and UFC under the same corporate umbrella. PW Insider reported that there is a sense of gloom and doom within the company offices, with many employees feeling that if you are not part of the production or involved with the WWE talent, then you are not safe, as the company looks to cut back departments that are not needed because of the merger. Since Endeavor already has departments that will handle something like travel, for example, you can expect many to be let go in the coming weeks, and employees in WWE know this because some of them have already been looking for their next job. It still remains to be seen exactly how many people are let go, but it's already been made clear by Endeavor CEO Ari Emanuel that cuts are coming to avoid redundancy. PWI adds that the expected firings have been a big topic of conversation among those working in WWE's company headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. At this point, we don't know if the cuts will extend to the talent or anyone who regularly goes on the road. The ratings for the latest edition of WWE NXT are in. The show drew 720,000 live viewers on the USA Network, which is up from the 680,000 viewers the show previously drew a week ago. It did a .19 rating for the 18 to 49 demographic. The show did a .19 rating 1 week ago. NXT champion Carmelo Hayes versus Wes Lee. Ilya Dragunov versus Trick Williams. NXT Heritage Cup champion Nathan Frazier versus Noam Dar. Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley versus Dragon Lee and Lyra Valkyria. Baron Corbin versus Von Wagner. Ava versus Ivy Nile was among things featured on the show. This was the Heatwave special. The show on the same week last year did 678,000 viewers with the 18 to 49 demo rating of .14. Tony Khan is days away from hosting AEW's biggest event in company history with All In on Sunday at Wembley Stadium in London, England, where they've drawn over 80,000 fans. The event will be headlined by MJF defending the World Heavyweight title against Adam Cole. In recent months, there have been a lot of reported issues in the locker room in AEW, whether that be CM Punk's issues with the Elite or reportedly not allowing certain wrestlers such as Ryan Nemeth, Matt Hardy, and Christopher Daniels at Collision shows. Just like at Forbidden Door in June, AEW will have to separate Punk from those who have issues with him and vice versa. While speaking with Hollywood Reporter to promote All In, AEW President Tony Khan was asked about managing the tension in the locker room. He started out by saying the most important thing to him is the fans, because he's a fan, and wants the best wrestler in AEW to make up the best roster. And there may be some of them that don't get along with each other backstage or on TV. It's not ideal, but it's a reality, and I can't make everyone get along. I'm not sure it's necessarily even in the best interest of pro wrestling for everybody to get along. But ideally, everybody is going to be able to focus on their matches and putting on the best shows for the fans. And I think that's what we've been doing. We've had really strong ratings, so even though wrestlers backstage hate each other and don't want to be friends with each other, I think we all agree this is a really exciting time for the company. And it's a really exciting time for the wrestling business and for the wrestling fans. Khan continued, there are a lot of people around here who think they're the best, and I think a lot of them have a valid claim that they're the best. And what I'm trying to do is create an environment where everybody can go out and prove it multiple times per week and create a platform where the fans can decide who the best wrestlers are, what the best rivalries are, what the best matches are. As long as I can keep the top talent in AEW, we will have the best matches and the best big events. We are sad to learn that WWE superstar Bray Wyatt has passed away. Triple H broke the news on X. Triple H tweeted, "Just received a call from WWE Hall of Famer Mike Rotunda, who informed us of the tragic news that our WWE family member for life, Wyndham Rotunda, also known as Bray Wyatt, unexpectedly passed earlier today. Our thoughts are with his family, and we ask that everyone respect their privacy at this time." No other details are available at the moment. Wyatt had been out of action since late February with an illness, and it was recently reported that he was getting closer to getting cleared, with creative coming up with plans for him. We at WBP TV send our deepest condolences to his friends and family.